My friend got fired from the fortune cookie factory. I told him, that's unfortunate. It's Mike with Iceberg Gaming. In today's World of Warcraft gold farming guide video, I figured I would talk for a few minutes, maybe less, about the changes coming up to Transmog, with the white and gray items becoming transmogable. So we talked about this a little bit on my live stream last week with some of my viewers, and we were... So I'm kind of feeling like... I've been watching a lot of other creators, gold making creators, making videos on this, and they're like, oh, it's going to be so good, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just not convinced. I mean, maybe you might get a few sales at first before people realize just how easy these items are to farm. And maybe there'll be like a couple of them that are really rare, that are hard to get. But for the most part, I really don't think this is going to be a new market. I'm very skeptical. I'm collecting a few of them just in case it works out, but I just don't feel it's going to be all that profitable in the long term. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll be right. We'll see. But those are my thoughts on the upcoming white and gray transmog items market. With all that being said, today I'm going to be taking a look at a dungeon that I think will be pretty profitable if the white and gray transmog market really takes off, and that is the Deadmines. So I'm going to do a few runs here, maybe not a full 10. We'll see how it goes. This is a longer dungeon, and you guys know that I get bored and have to do other things. So I'm going to do a few runs and see if we get anything interesting. But if the white and gray transmog market takes off, this is a dungeon I believe will be profitable. So let's take a look. I just finished up a few runs. It took me about 20 minutes. I think I did 3 runs. It's a longer instance, so it takes you a while to do each run. But anyways, Loot Appraiser is telling me I got about 28,000 gold. So if this number were accurate, we would be looking at a little under 90,000 gold per hour, which is great. But I don't think that's accurate. But if it was, it would be great. So let's take a look at some of the stuff we got here. Okay, so we got some random materials and stuff like that. This character has dual gathering, obviously. This is my quote-unquote main for the new gold challenge. Obviously, I do a lot of dual gathering, so I picked up a bunch of ore along the way, which will be helpful for... You can either sell it, you can craft it into bars and sell it, or you can level up blacksmithing, which is what I am going to do with it to work on some crafted transmog. But anyways, we'll go ahead and ignore that bag. And then this bag is just a bunch of stuff I'm going to disenchant, so we'll ignore that bag as well. And then this bag here is the one that I filled up with the gray and white items that I think might have a chance to sell for transmog. So we've got a couple of Deepest masks here. These are kind of cool looking. People like them. So potentially those might sell once the grays and whites are transmog items. And then we have the calico set here. We've got a cloak, tunic, bracer, and gloves. Then we've got hunting cloak, and we've got disciples boots and disciples gloves, as well as spellbinder cloak, bracers, and belt. So there are a couple of quote-unquote sets here in the Deadmines that I think people would be interested in, potentially. We've also got other Deepest gear that I definitely think will sell. The Deepest stuff is the one thing that I am almost positive will sell. We also have a veteran's cloak and a cadet belt, as well as a couple of weapons here that maybe people would be interested in. And then, of course, we have a couple of pieces of actual transmog gear. We've got a warrior's tunic and 2 journeyman's staves that are decent transmog, so those are definitely worth keeping to sell. And then we've got some more random materials and some patterns. So that is about it. It's definitely going to be worth doing if the white and gray transmog item market does take off. This instance will definitely be one to add to the rotation. I'm still skeptical, but I think it's worth experimenting around with, especially when it first comes out. People will probably buy it, buy some stuff. You might get some sales right away, but I think the market will peter out after that relatively quickly once people realize just how easy it is to get these items. But that's going to wrap up this video. Let me know if you agree with me in the comments section, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to support the channel, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the join and super thanks buttons below.